Woo! Yeah. Welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I'm Nate, where if you watch my show, you're in my corner. Today's episode is a pre-fight show for UFC on Fox Sports 1, Part 1, Volume 1, whatever you want to call it. First one on Fox Sports 1 to kick off the big channel. But before we get to the pre-fight show, the main card, I gotta thank a guy that works for a TV service provider that I called, and he told me which channel Fox Sports 1 would be. And his name's John Redondo. I gotta say thanks, John Redondo, for helping me figure out which channel it is on all the hundreds of channels there are, which one it will be on, so I can watch this main card and also the prelims on Fox Sports 1 this Saturday. And I will be doing the post-fight show on Sunday, maybe Monday, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's get to the main card of UFC on Fox Sports 1. Okay, the main event is Mauricio Shogun versus Chael Sonnen. This fight is in the light heavyweight division. It's going to be a great fight. I think it should be a good win for Chael Sonnen. That's my pick to win this fight because he has wrestling. And I could picture him getting single leg takedowns and double leg takedowns left and right because Shogun takedown defense is not exactly the greatest. His submissions off his back are not exactly the greatest either. Shogun has been training hard in boxing, but the thing is when you get taken down and you're on your back, those power punches get tossed out the window. So I could picture Chael Sonnen getting the takedowns, passing his guard, avoiding the submissions, especially in the early rounds, and Chael Sonnen en route to a unanimous decision win. That's how I got this match. He's not going to submit Shogun, maybe pound him out, but most likely it'll be unanimous decision win for Chael Sonnen. But if it's through a finish, it'll be ground and pound as he takes Mauricio down. So there's my pick for the main event. Chael Sonnen wins. Then in the co-main event, it's a heavyweight matchup. We got Alistair versus Travis Browne. Two great heavyweights. I've met Travis Browne. Nice guy, really nice guy. Alistair, one of my all-time favorite heavyweights as well. Yeah, I'm picking Alistair on this. He has experience, the takedown defense, the heavy hands. He's, for the most part, hard to knock out, despite getting knocked out in his last match. Travis Browne, he's good. He's going to be moving around a lot, but Alistair's going to be able to keep up with him, especially for the first round or two. And Alistair, I think, learned his lesson from the last match, and I picture Alistair getting a first or second round knockout here. So that's the co-main event, and yeah, my pick is Alistair Overeem. Then, in the bantamweight division, we got Uriah Faber versus Yuri Alcantara. Yuri Alcantara, he's no joke. He may not be the biggest name in this sport, in this weight class. He's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He last fought Iliardo Santos, won by TKO round 1. I remember watching that fight. He looked good in that fight. But Uriah Faber also looked good in his last fight against Scott Jorgensen. Yeah, where he won by 4th round submission. That was, yeah, rear naked choke. Yeah, that was the main event of Ultimate Fighter 17, or was it? Yeah, 17 finale, I believe it was. Yeah, because 18's coming up. And he's a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's NCAA Division I All-American wrestling, Uriah Faber is. So I picture Uriah Faber, worst case scenario for Uriah Faber, he has to defend submissions, which he will defend. Use his wrestling, get takedowns, I could picture him knocking out or submitting Yuri Alcantara in the first or second round, because Uriah Faber's been training with Dwayne Bang Ludwig, and Dwayne is really good at teaching boxing. He's been helping everyone at Team Alpha Male win by knockout as of lately. So I can picture Uriah Faber winning by knockout first, second round. He keeps it standing. I think Uriah Faber is going to prefer to keep it standing. So Uriah Faber wins. That's my pick. And he wins by most likely either a decision win, unanimous decision win, or first or second round knockout. It's going to be a great fight. I'm a big Uriah Faber fan. Then in the welterweight division, we got Matt Browne versus Mike Pyle. Fan of both these guys. You gotta like Matt Browne for all the heart he has. He has a tough chin, hard to knock out, hard to finish. Except for, well, he's been submitted plenty of times. And he's lost some decisions too, I believe. And Mike Pyle, he's been in the game for quite a while. And Mike Pyle's a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Matt Browne's a purple belt. But I think this fight stays standing, and Matt Browne is going to go for the knockout and get it. They're going to trade some blows. Mike Pyle's chin is not as tough as Matt Browne. They're both real talented fighters. I'm a fan of both. But I got Matt Browne by first or second round knockout. Maybe a unanimous decision, but most likely first or second round knockout in this one due to punches. Matt Browne has heavy hands. He last fought Jordan Mean, knocked him out in round 2, TKO, and also he took out Mike Swick too, which was pretty impressive. So yeah, that fight's going to be, the ground game for the most part gets neutralized. Oh yeah, and Matt Browne has judo skills, so they both have not too bad. I wouldn't say the greatest in welterweight division for ground, but real good still. Worth mentioning, and it's going to be a stand-up war, and Matt Browne will win. Then, in the middleweight division, we got Uriah Hall versus John Howard. John Howard, he got cut by the UFC. He's coming back after doing well in the smaller organizations. Uriah Hall, he was a runner-up in Ultimate Fighter 17 finale, Chael Sonnen, Team Sonnen versus Team Jones. And he has heavy hands. I think Uriah Hall's more well-versed, and he's going to win by knockout. First, maybe second round. Maybe even third, but first, second round. I don't see this fight going to a decision, but regardless, this should be a fairly easy win for Uriah Hall, who's just tough. He is tough. Uriah Hall, he would struggle against a wrestler, but John Howard's not a wrestler. His primary thing's not wrestling, so Uriah Hall should have an easy night. It'll be a great fight, especially for me and all the other Uriah Hall fans. I don't mind John Howard either, though. Then, to kick off the main card, in the lightweight division, we have Joe Lauzon versus Michael Johnson. I got Joe Lauzon winning by submission first or second round. He's a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He should be a black belt with all the crazy submissions he pulls off. Someone forgot to give him his black belt, in my opinion. Michael Johnson, he's been hit and miss. He got submitted in his last fight against Hezam Haddadi, Darce choke, third round. Yeah, Joe Lauzon last fought Jim Miller, lost a decision. And yeah, Joe Lauzon's not fighting Jim Miller on Saturday. He's fighting Michael Johnson. Completely different ballpark in terms of difficulty level. Not to take anything away from Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson was a runner-up, season 12, Ultimate Fighter, Team St. Pierre versus Team Koscheck. He's talented, trains with the Black Zillions. If Michael Johnson is to win this, it would probably be by unanimous decision or a split decision, some sort of decision win for Michael Johnson, but most likely Joe Lauzon will go for a submission and get it at some point. So there you have it. There's the main card. My pre-fight picks. That's my pre-fight show right there. And stay tuned in the next few days for my post-fight show for UFC on Fox Sports 1. And until then, see ya.